Hey everybody, my name is Judah. I'm joined here with RJ.
What's up?
And Robbie.
Hi, hey.
And this is the podcast. Now, we haven't really come up with a name for the podcast, so we're just going to call it the podcast for now. And so, let's get on to today's topics that we're going to have for today. So, today we have PID, which is a puzzle game that came out on the Xbox Arcade and PS3. We have ZombiU, which is a new launch title that came out on their very new Wii U. And we have the Ouya, which is a new console that's going to get released in March 2013, and the new PlayStation's DualShock patent. So, after this quick break, let's get into the topics. So I guess we'll see you guys after the quick break. And we're back. So thank you guys for actually tuning into this podcast. We got a whole 103 listens on that last podcast. So let's give it a clap for that 203 or 103 views. I was doing a slow clap, but you guys were doing a fast one. And so let's get into the topics that we have today. So, but before we do that, I just want to say we're going to try to make the podcast a little bit shorter since it did drag on a bit last time. And we did take a 1 week break because of the holidays, and I was sick. So it wouldn't have been good with me coughing and sneezing and sounding like this the entire podcast. So I think that was a good thing that we actually didn't do it. So let's get into our first topic. So we have a puzzle game that came out in October called PID, and it was released on Xbox and PS3. So, in this game, PID, you play as a kid named Kurt who gets dropped off on a strange planet and has to find his way back to Earth through solving puzzles. So, overall, I actually played this game, and it was actually pretty fun. I give this game a 7 out of 10, and that's a very well-earned 7 out of 10. It was freaking fun. Had a pretty decent story, and the actually official soundtrack was really good. So I just want to ask RJ and Robbie, how did you guys feel about the game? Did you guys play it at all or anything like that?
Well, I thought that I played the game. I just actually am doing research right now as we're speaking on it, and I think the artistic ability that has gone into this game has really changed the way we play 2D games, because it's not just it doesn't look like a side scroller or anything like that. It looks like more of like it actually feels like a 3D aspect.
I feel like it has like the Limbo look, like the game.
It does. It really does have the Limbo look. I just wanted to point out that on the official website, if you go to pidgame.com, it'll say that they finally came out for the PlayStation and the PC also, and it also as well as the Mac, obviously, because PC usually have Mac. So I guess they said that the soundtrack was good.
You
digital
can
form
on Amazon.
Yeah,
Sorry,
or no, it's okay. You can also download it on the digital website for it on the pidgame.com itself. So they also have a video on their website that you can look at to show you what the gameplay looks like. And again, I don't know, Judah, but do they have a trial version on the Xbox 360? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure since it was released under the Xbox Arcade, every Xbox arcade game has a trial. So I'm pretty sure you guys can try that out and then see.
Yeah,
if you
so
like
those Xbox and PS3 fans, I'm sure you guys can try it out and see what you like. Judah gave it a 7 out of 10. As far as visuals, because I'm more of the visual kind of person. I don't really rate games. I kind of just base it off visuals and stuff. First aspect is this game looks really crisp, really clean. It looks like something like Warp. It was an arcade game that was kind of like that. But Warp was more 3D, and this is 2D obviously. But and then one more thing to add before I actually shut my mouth up is that the rating is everyone 10 plus. So it's kind of got a wide range of audience.
If you're 9, wait the year, because it shows some pretty intense stuff for 10-year-olds. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So
I'm just messing with you guys. It doesn't.
So it's got a wide spread of of an audience, I would imagine, because it is rated 10+.
Now, let me just make one comment.
Oh my god.
Actually, I liked the game. I don't know, because they haven't really played it. I'm gonna see what Robbie, what your standpoint on the game is. What is it?
Well, I've watched plenty of videos of the game, and it reminds me of Rayman Origins a lot.
It does.
Oh yeah. Dope.
Like it basically feels like a cheaper version of Rayman Origins. Very similar gameplay, very similar like collecting. Like you're collecting these stars from what I've seen, and that's very similar to the whole collecting of the birds. I think they were in Rayman Origins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, one thing I don't like is the fact that it gives you unlimited lives. Like you don't get any penalty for dying. It's just you can restart.
Yeah. That's which I feel like a lot of games are doing that because people don't like having limited amounts of time to play. Like I think game companies are trying to say like, okay, we want these people to stay playing our game, so we're gonna give them unlimited lives so they don't get fed up with the game and quit because it restarted on them or anything like that. I feel like that's what game developers are trying to do now.
See, I feel the same way, but as me being a gamer, I like that. Oh shit, I died. I like that opportunity to be like, oh, I need to restart. I don't like having like, oh, I have all the time in the world. I can go take a break. I can quit. I can, because when I don't have lives, I feel like I want to quit because I feel like there's no challenge.
Well, if you're looking for a challenge, transition into next topic. We're playing the game that just came out on the Wii U, or when it was one of its official launch titles. Did you guys notice how crisp my transition was?
Yeah.
And it's called ZombiU, and it's a first-person. It's a first-person shooter. Actually, not a first-person shooter. Technically, it's a first-person game that puts players in the middle of London, circa 2012, if a zombie apocalypse broke out. And just like everything,
I want to start.
Just like everything, they don't really tell you how everything happened. Just like most zombie games, because I guess they don't want to seem redundant in a sense, and seem like they're predicting something or anything like that. And because this game, they literally throw you like head first into the game. Like they literally just say, "Start running. You're about to die. If you don't run, you're gonna die." That's basically what they do to you. So if you don't really like that and you like tutorial levels, then I don't think really ZombiU is a very good game for you. What I rated it, personally, I rated it a 6 out of 10, and it's a survival game, but with no depth. I guess what I would say. It's a survival game with no story, I guess. Like, there's nothing that you really need to look out for in the game. It's basically, you spawn, and you start. But, as I was saying, the reason I transitioned into this for your challenge, your whole thing about challenge, is this game actually has a lot of challenge, because zombies are really hard to kill, and they only give you a little cricket bat when you first start out. So if you can imagine going Shaun of the Dead style on zombies in this game, that's basically how you start out, is you go Shaun of the Dead style almost the entire game.
Sorry, had to add that.
It's fine. And it just came out on the Wii U. It's a Wii U only game. And as I was saying though, they have two different modes. They have chicken mode, which allows you to every time you die, you spawn in as a new survivor. But they also have something called standard, which is like the hard mode or the easy mode or whatever you guys want to call it. What happens is when you die, you're dead. Are you gonna add sound effects every time? Every time? Because I feel like you're gonna do that. Basically, the zombie mode or the normal mode is once you die, you're basically dead. Your survivor's gone and everything that you had. It's like dying in. It's basically, it's like dying in Minecraft. Like you die and all your stuff is gone and you just spawn. But if you're playing it on chicken mode, what actually happens is when you die, you spawn at a safe house. And what happens is your player that you're playing as before spawns back as a zombie. And you have to kill your original player and take all your stuff back.
Guys, don't listen to what Judah says. This game is going to be awesome because... all right. Well, I have to argue...
It already came out. It already came out. It was the Wii U launch title. So...
All right, check this out, guys. So, might I interrupt you? Let me say.
I don't. You can't. God.
All right, so guys, check this out. You're in the middle of London. Zombies are coming after you. You have a wooden bat. Basically.
Wait. Let me just say this. All of the information that he is telling you is basically going off of what I just said.
No.
I was thinking the same thing.
Guys, the way I'm going with this, the way I'm turning with this, guys, is how many zombie games do we have for the Wii? Period. None. This will be the first zombie game.
Resident Evil.
Okay, Resident Evil. It counts as a zombie game, but it is just blown up. I am talking about a full-on Dead Island knockoff game. Here we go.
Okay.
Zombie U is gonna be almost like
it's already
Dead
out.
Island.
It's already out.
I know, but it's like Dead Island.
Basically.
But it's funny because the title Zombie has been out God knows how long. It was one of the first Ubisoft games that they ever made, and they re-imaged it into Zombie U.
Yeah, you're right.
But we have 2 screens, twice the fear. Come on.
I feel like you're like on the marketing department for Ubisoft right now.
Like, would you actually... I mean, come on. You got 2 screens, twice the fear. Fear the intention mount you as you keep your eye on the TV and the gamepad screen. Come on.
Okay, let me just say this to everybody who's listening to this. RJ has not watched one gameplay video on this game. He's going off of what I have been telling you guys.
I'm going off the website.
Oh my god. Does it say that on the website?
Yeah.
Oh god. See, I told you, he acts like he's on the marketing department for Ubisoft.
I'm not a big fan of, like, gory and freaking scary games, so I don't see much of a market for me here.
It's
Really?
survivors versus zombies. Come on.
It's like, I kind of like zombie games, but I'm also kind of scared of them, because they always do freak me out. So, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like I would rent it if I bought the Wii U, which, if you heard our discussion about the Wii U 2 weeks ago, you will realize that I do not really like the Wii U.
Oh, dude, I can contradict you on that.
Oh my god.
Alright, so as all you guys know, I work at a huge corporation called Walmart.
Yeah, he works basically
We
at a
have
store.
returned so many Wii U's this week because of the fact that they're not being recalled, but there is some memory issues with them. So we are recalling them at the store at Walmart.
So if you have a Wii U, then you definitely want to make sure it's not broken.
It's one of those pieces of hardware that you don't want to buy when it's first released. Just like the Kinect for the Xbox. You don't want to buy it when it first released.
Correction. You don't want to buy the Xbox or the Kinect at all.
Yeah.
No one should buy that.
But for serial, like, all of the Wii U's are junk, I think, right now. Because we've had that recall, and they got the memory issues. So we are returning them in the next 90 days if you still have it and it's not busted and smashed to pieces, because you get raged over how a piece of crap it is.
If you rage over Nintendo Land,
yeah,
then you're gonna not have a very good day.
But if you can deal with the consequences of your piece of shit Wii U, this will be a really good game, I think.
Oh my god, that was pretty funny, I have to admit. Okay, so closing thoughts. I'm gonna go back to the same type of way we had it last week. Closing thoughts on Zombie U. Robbie, I'll let you go since RJ just rambled.
Steals the show.
Yeah.
Well, as I said before,
Just keep it going.
If I was to get the Wii U, I probably wouldn't get this game. Mostly because of the fact that it just seems like every other like zombie game out there. Granted, as you pointed out before, there is no other zombie game besides Resident Evil that are for the Wii, but there are other zombie games out there.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna buy a zombie game, buy it for Xbox or PS3, where it's actually you can play it easier. Because I feel like if you buy it for the Wii U, there's always going to be this whole thing of, it's a controller, that is like that has a giant screen in the middle, so it's gonna feel really uncomfortable to play.
But that's what Nintendo does. Every new system is something revolutionary.
No, but just like I said last week, Nintendo is just catching up to Xbox and PS3. That's all the Wii U is. It's not them saying, "Look at our new console. This is amazing." It's them saying, "Oh my God, Xbox and PS3 have already almost destroyed us in sales with our very limited fan base that we have."
Well, if you think about it, the Wii came out first.
But it didn't excel on what it had. It should have used motion gaming. It should have Just Dance or something like that. Like something that big should have been like a launch title on the Wii.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like something that comes almost like 3 years or like however many years after. What's the word? A very good console in the sense of like it's just catching up to everybody. So it's not going to be amazing. It's going to be kind of buggy because they're just saying, okay, we got to get this out there really fast.
Right. And to add to that, guys, if you're, like, this game's going to be cool for those, hardcore, like, Wii fans, which I don't know. There might be still some Wii people that like to play that, but as far as zombies go, I would just might as well either get my computer out, turn my computer on, or turn my Xbox on and play some Dead. I mean, come on. Left 4 Dead Left 4 Dead, like, is just, it's got shooting, it's got, like, melee, like, and that's zombies right there.
Oh.
Okay, so beyond The Walking Dead, even though that is, like, the best awesome TV show ever, let's get back to this stuff that we need to discuss.
Okay, so I rated Walking Dead 6.5 out of 10. I don't know if I already said that. I might have. I rated 6.5 out of 10 because it was basically survival with no depth. But other than that...
Walking Dead?
No, it's Zombie U. Did I say Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Like 4 times.
I'm stupid. By the way,
I'm stupid.
Everybody, I am dumb. So,
alright, so I think we should move on. I think it's gonna be a complete like dud, and no one's gonna play it.
Okay, so the next topic, I wasn't so interested about this one because it looks really kind of dumb, but this is under our hardware category, and it's PlayStation just filed a United States patent for DualShock hybrid control, what's it called? Hybrid controllers. Motion hybrid controllers. Meaning, if you don't know what that means, controllers that can come apart at the middle, that can turn into 2 different controllers that are also motion controlled. So, you may be wondering, PlayStation or Sony and motion controls? That sounds like the move. You would be correct, because basically what they want to make is a DualShock controller. So take your average PS3 controller, get those 2 ball thingies, the move ball thingies, and put those where the triggers are on the PS3 controller. That is the controller that they want to make, basically. That is dumb. That is essentially the controller that they want to make, and what it does is at the middle, there's magnets that control this, is at the middle it comes apart to turn into 2 move controllers.
Can I just say something?
If you would like to.
Sony, you suck. Sony absolutely sucks. You know why? Because you're trying to make another controller that is just like the same controller that you already have. And the Wii Move, or not the Wii Move, the PS3 Move or whatever, sucks.
And hey, archery was fun.
Flat out sucks dick.
I liked the Move. That was fun. Did you ever play the Move, Robbie?
No, I did not. I don't have a PlayStation 3.
I do, but I don't have a Move. I did play it at a friend's house. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But I feel like that idea that they made was probably the worst patent that they could have filed. Because who is really going to buy a PS3 controller that splits at the middle that turns into a motion controller? Would you buy that? Would you buy that for like $180?
I would if I didn't have a Move.
Well, it's supposed to be used with the Move.
Oh, then screw that. That's a waste of money.
It's like you have your Move sensor. So you're playing Crysis. You have the controller and you can play like normal and shoot, and have a first-person shooter. But then, say your guy pulls out his archery or his bow and arrow. Just imagine that. Then your controller splits into two, and you could have your bow and arrow and do archery. Archery with your controller without having to plug in a whole different thing. That seems like that would be really cool. But what they did is they released images, like rough PDFs of the outline. And if you look at it, you will think that that is the dumbest thing if you look at the rough outlines for the PDFs. I'm just pointing that out. You can go to IGN, and they have it, and it is pretty bad. Like, I would not buy that.
What's it called?
It's called it's right now, just go to IGN and go to PS3. And then go to All Stories, and it will be there. That's basically all it is. It's really weird, and I would probably not buy it. So, closing thoughts on this, because no one is interested in this. So, Robbie, what are your closing thoughts?
Oh, I saw it. That was...
Well, the most revolutionary thing that the PlayStation has done since adding the joysticks to the original PlayStation console.
That
all their other controllers look exactly the same.
Yeah, I could use the same PS2 controller if it would plug into a PS3, and it would every game would be compatible with it. There would be no issues.
Exactly.
So I guess you're right.
I guess they're doing something to show that they're just trying not to play the same chords all over again.
I guess you're right.
But doing that is really stupid.
Right? I felt like that was really a dumb idea.
Like, basically, it looks like they're trying to take the Wiimote and the Nunchuck that were released 6 years ago, and just make it wireless.
That's kind of what they're doing, but they're putting it into a controller. So it's basically it'd be like your PlayStation controller being able to rip it in half and then use that as 2 move controllers. That's basically all it is.
How would you hold that?
They would make them into like a trigger, like a handle shape. So the controller would look different. Because they'd make it into like a handle shape to use it. Because
now
what?
Would you only be allowed to use that controller for those certain games? Like, could you use that controller?
See, and
for a regular game?
I don't know, because they kind of made it to where they replaced the triggers and the bumpers on the PlayStation controller.
Yeah, I was looking at pictures and I was thinking the exact same thing.
I'm thinking how am I gonna play a shooting game when there's no triggers at all? Like, that's what I'm thinking. So I don't know if they're gonna do something different. They could probably find out with their Sony Magic and do something different.
I could think of something like, have you ever played the Tales game, like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia?
I haven't played that one.
Well, it's basically like, okay, what's it called? Dragon Age, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Where you get like an overview map, and then like when you battle, you go into like Final Fantasy type.
That'd be cool. Or interesting, I guess.
Like, the overview, you would have the regular controller, like, just running up and down and whatnot, running through town and shit. Yeah. But when you're in the fight, you, like, put the controller apart, and then you, like,
and then
I don't know, maybe, like, actually fight.
You use the controller as a sword and shield to look like an idiot even more.
Well, that's basically what the Wii did. I mean, and people weren't bitching then.
I guess you're right. They were whenever they would break their flat-screen TV. Because they were having too intense of a battle with an imaginary person.
It was most of the Wii bowling.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not fighting anybody.
So, closing thoughts for RJ? What are your closing thoughts?
I hate it, and Sony, you suck.
Okay. That was a fast closing topic, or closing it. My closing topics is, I will only like it if I can use it as a normal controller. If I can't, then it's kind of dumb. And it's pointless. Because then it's basically pointless if you can't use it as a normal controller. So those are my closing thoughts. And now, let's go to our last topic, which is I was really, 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 really looking forward to. And that is the Ouya. If you have never heard, that's actually what they do in the trailer. I don't know if you watched it. But the Ouya, hands down, I love this thing, and I want one now, but it probably won't come out until about March 2013. That's what they said. So, basically, if you're probably wondering, what is the Ouya? The Ouya is a new game console to compete with Xbox and PS3 and Wii and anything else. It's actually also competing with computer gaming, so that's going to be interesting. But basically, what they did is there was a couple people who were gamers and game developers, and they went on Kickstarter. And if you've never been on Kickstarter, it's this cool website where people can pledge money. What's it called? They can pledge money for cool projects. I actually did something on Kickstarter. I actually did a project on Kickstarter. They accepted me, and it was pretty cool to do it. I'm not going to go into details about that because it doesn't really matter. And what they did is they asked for about $900,000, which when you think $900K, that isn't too much, right? That's not too much to make a whole game console and hire a company, right? No, because with Microsoft, I bet the Xbox probably cost more than that, or the whole Xbox concept. But what they did is they asked for that, and by the way, the pledge just ended not too long ago, and they asked for $900,000, which they surpassed in less than 7 hours of having the Kickstarter pledge. And if you don't know that, that's a pretty short amount of time to raise $900,000. And what happened was, they ended up getting, and here's what the final cost that they got. They have $8,596,475 raised on Kickstarter because of everybody who pledged money. And they had over 63,416 backers who pledged money.
Wow.
Yeah. Is Robert still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit more reading about it.
Okay, I was making sure. So this thing is actually going to happen. And if you're probably wondering, well, what's so special about this thing? For starters, it is about the size of like a thing of deodorant. That's how big it is. You could get like a little, like one of those little plastic deodorant things. Like I'm talking about like a male deodorant, not a female one. And turn that into a rounded square, and that is the
rounded
Ouya.
square.
A rounded square. Yeah, a rounded edge square. And that is the Ouya. That's how big, that's how small it is. And basically, what the whole big idea about it, and the whole thing that makes it so interesting, is that it's an open-sourced game console. Meaning, hackers and modders, whoever really wants to do it, can go into the console and modify it however they really want to, except for like the online, because they're going to keep the online very, very strict, so that no one can like have like a modded lobby on there or like mess stuff up. But basically, they can mess around with the hardware and mod it. So essentially, what they could do is they could basically get the Ouya console, and if they said they wanted to add like an extra cooling fan, they made it to where it's very easy to open up and then mod, basically. So you can say add like another cooling fan or whatever you really want to, like lights or anything, and modify the Ouya to whatever you want. So that's why I find it so cool, because it's like the first console that allows total freedom with everything. So that's the really cool thing. But oh, what were you saying?
I think it's gonna be really cool because it's gonna fluctuate or inflate the gaming market, and also I think instead of people like saying, "Oh, you want to play on the Xbox," people are gonna say, "Oh, you want to play on the Ouya," you know, like it's gonna be like new generation system, and it is open source, so it's gonna be. I heard this might be a humongous rumor, but I heard that a lot of the stuff on the dashboard and stuff is gonna be free. So
they are doing that because everything is online. Everything there is no. I'm pretty sure from right now what I can tell is because of how small it is. There's not going to be any discs. You can't really buy a disc for that. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh man, that's going to be like a total like buzzkill for it." Because I can't have any discs, so what happens if my console breaks and all my games are basically gone? Well, It's like, instead of going on Xbox and being like, oh, well, because I'd like to play Black Ops 1, but I broke my disc, and now there's no way for me to play Black Ops on my Xbox because my disc is broken. So, I paid for that game, and it's basically gone. I can't play it anymore because there's no way to fix it. So that's why I'd like to play, like, to get like something like the Ouya, because that would be backed up on cloud, so it wouldn't break, and I could just go and play it again, and I'd still have it. So, I know what you're probably wondering. What kind of games are we gonna have on the Ouya? What's gonna be some of the release titles? Well, first, my answer is the iPhone game Cobalt is actually gonna be there. If you've ever played that, it's a platformer where you keep running and jumping over buildings. That's going to be one of the launch titles, and it's going to be free. The next one is they actually got in Square Enix and Namco Bandai, if you've ever heard of them,
In the land of Bandai.
to be the developers for the games. So they're actually, some of the launch titles that are going to be first released on the Ouya are going to be made by Square Enix, Namco, Bandai, and Robert Bowling, who made Call of Duty, who helped make Call of Duty. It will support up to 4 controllers. It will also have Vivo, OnLive, and a lot more, like apps, basically. It will have stuff such as it will have radio stations. So if you ever want to listen to music while you're playing your game, there's a internet radio station that actually signed on to be a part of them. So that's going to be cool. I can't remember their name, though, so that sucks. But it's basically, it's going to be awesome because it's the first, like, I guess, indie console that has, like, really ever been made. So I'm excited. I will buy this. But so far, there's been, like, no price or release date. The only release date that they really gave us is March 2013. So for it being that close, I'm actually kind of excited. Are you guys kind of excited for it?
Kind of, but I'm not going to buy it off the bat. I'm going to wait till the price goes down.
Either.
I'm going to try to, because I think it will be really fun. Now, let me just say this really quick. If you guys did back the project, on, I think, the 25th of November, you will get or December, I mean, you will get an email in your inbox that will allow you to get early registration on usernames for their actual for their online, so you can get your actual thing. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be free online like PS3. So that may be
Sweet.
cool. Yeah. So closing thoughts on the topic. Sorry, I rambled on a lot because I know I did. So closing thoughts, RJ?
I like how portable it is in size, and I feel like I can bring this around instead of carting around like my big old Xbox, which is like a big old paperweight. So I think it's going to be new in gaming. I think it's going to be a high seller because people are going to want that open source console. And actually, the controllers look pretty retro. So
yeah,
I think
they're pretty cool.
It's bringing back like old, very old memories, like my parents' memories, like the Atari. You know, it's bringing back some old shit. So I think it's gonna be really good, and hopefully it will blow up like Xbox and PS3, and we'll actually see some of the stuff, like, you know, get more in depth per se. So that way we can get on with more gaming.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm actually kind of hoping.
I was like rambling of what I was trying to say.
I'm actually hoping for kind of the same thing. I hope it it kind of destroys Xbox and PS3 in sales, so then we can get away from like big name companies and go to more like the smaller, like sort of
someone else a chance for once.
Yeah, like instead of like it's like everything that the Wii releases gets destroyed by Xbox and PS3. So it's like I'd like to see somebody go and actually outsell Xbox and PS3.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
That'd be really interesting. Now, will I stop playing my Xbox? No, not really, because I do like the Xbox. Okay?
A lot.
Yeah, so, Rob, your final thoughts?
Well, I'd like to make one more comment about a previous. Namco also makes Soul Calibur, so maybe we'll see a new one on there too.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Also, Square Enix, Namco Bandai. They were both originally with Sega and the Dreamcast and whatnot. So maybe this will be a bit of a revival of the Sega a little bit, because you never know.
Oh God, I hope we don't see like another couple Sonic games, like Sonic 06. I hope we don't. I hope we don't see stuff like that. That's the only thing. Sorry for interrupting you. I'm just pointing that out.
No, it's good. I'm just thinking. I think the system is going to be too small. Nothing to do with the whole not having games in it or anything like that. But my sister had such a temper growing up. When she would lose a minigame in Mario Party, we would all have to run for the hills and duck, cover, and watch out for controllers flying. You know?
Yeah.
And thinking how small the system is.
It's really easy to just pick up and throw it.
Chuck at someone, yeah. And could ruin the system.
I'm kind of thinking that they're going to make it a little bit bigger just for safety reasons so people don't destroy it right off the bat. Because right now, I don't know if you guys saw it. It's pretty small.
Yeah, I saw it.
I think it's a good size. It's not too big like an Xbox or too clunky like the original PS3. Like I'd say it's a decent size. I'd like it to be that way because it's a nice little desktop thing where it can be anywhere on a desktop.
Right.
Now, I would like to hopefully see it with a little bit more weight because I wouldn't want like all my HDMI wires and my power cable to be pulling on it all the time to where it could almost fall off my desk. That's one problem that they could possibly have.
Right.
Because that doesn't happen with the Xbox, because the Xbox weighs like 10 pounds. But if you have a smaller console, and you always have these wires running through it, they might pull it back and weigh it and kind of weigh it down, per se. So I just hope that doesn't happen. I know I'm rambling on a lot, like a big amount. I just was really excited about this because I really like the whole concept around it.
And one more thing. I was doing a bit more research on it because I'm weird like that. Saw prices pre-ordering it for $99.
What?
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love this thing. Jeez, man. I think this thing might outsell Xbox.
Probably will.
Because of
the price.
Yeah. Not because of like how many people like it, because I'm thinking because of the price. Because if the price is $99, that's like competing with everything.
Like what they're trying to do, I think, Judah, is they're trying to make that kind of sneaky attack per se. Is let's make it $99 right above $100, and like you said, the more people are gonna buy it, the more people are gonna try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The more people are gonna say, "Wow, this is really interesting. Like this is really cool." I hope they do free online because that will just seal the deal for them getting a lot of sales.
Yeah.
It's like, what would you rather buy? The PS3 or an Xbox where you have to pay for online, or or an Ouya which you can pay $99 and get free online. It's what is a better deal?
Well, I mean, people do, like you said before you screwed up, is is the PS3. You know, PS3 is free, but people are still paying on PSN for downloadable content and stuff like that.
And the PS3 is more expensive.
I think the Ouya is going to be that. Oh, you want your DLC? You get it for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just going to give people more freedom with their gaming.
You know what I actually saw today?
What?
You know how the PS3 is is $299?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw an iMac for $299 today.
Huh.
A perfectly good iMac for $299 today, and I was very surprised. I know it's really off topic. I just wanted to put that out there because if a PS3 costs just as much as a refurbished iMac, it's like you could get a good decent spec computer for the same price as a PS3.
Yeah.
I find that funny, personally.
I mean, my computer cost me $800, but I built mine from scratch.
Yeah. And it's like, I just hope that it blows the water. Like I hope
hope
it
it does
blows
too.
out or the whatever the word is, or blows PS3 and Xbox out of the water. I hope that does that.
Oh yeah.
So, Rob, I don't know. Did I ask you your final thoughts?
Yeah, and I went off on you.
And the RJ, your final thoughts?
The ooh yeah. He's gonna be
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty awesome. My final thoughts: I'm buying one. Take my money, please.
sick.
Those
brother,
are my
touche.
final thoughts. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast today. I know I enjoyed this one a little bit more than last week's because it was a little bit quieter and it wasn't so hectic. And I hope you guys come back. Now, we are at a different webpage. We're at Internet Realm, which is actually going to be our news, our gaming and tech news website. So if you're looking forward to that, please bookmark a website or set it as your homepage because I know it would be very helpful if you guys did that. And please, if you guys can, download the podcast because that would be really actual helpful, or share it, whatever one you guys want to do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. My name is Judah. I was joined by RJ.
Hey, once again, guys, don't forget to check out my YouTube, which is Need Help 1234. I got a bunch of YouTube videos of me just doing ridiculous stuff. Some of it's gaming, some of it's not gaming. And you can also check out the podcast there if you're on YouTube and just don't feel like switching pages or stuff or anything like that. You can always just stream it there. But if you like it, go to Judah's website and download it so you always have it. Yeah.
Okay, well, and I was also joined by Robbie.
Hey, I don't have a YouTube account, so yeah.
We need to make him one. We probably need to make you one. But by the way, if you guys want to get links towards everything that we have, you can actually check that in the show notes, and that will give you all of our links to everything. Or you can go to the right of the website, and that will actually have all our links as well to all of our websites. So,
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching or listening to this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. My name is Judah. I was joined by RJ and Robbie, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.